is De'Aaron Fox an all-star? Because if I had to put money down, because I have a mixed opinion about Fox in the all-star game, because I have a firm belief that he's not going to be an all-star. And I'm not saying, and just wait until I finish, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be an all-star. Quite the contrary. I think he deserves to be an all-star, but not for the reasons that generally get somebody into the all-star game. And I think that Monday night's game against Orlando was a perfect illustration of that, because you saw him, he scored like 14 points, I think.
I think like 12. I don't even think he got to 14. Yeah, I think he was like 12 and
like
9.
That.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. He had 9 assists. He was a great facilitator in that game, and he was also awesome and played a huge part of the defense, the defensive progression, I guess, that they made in that game, and the outing that they had in terms of being able to do all the little things that he needs to do, whether it's guarding his man, that being the point of the attack, guarding the point of the attack, I guess I should say, or having to transition and come down lower, and kind of Mike Brown kind of talks about that, where 3 guys kind of protect the restricted area in a triangle formation. He would fill in and rotate very well from there, and he's quick enough to get back out to the perimeter to defend somebody. He's pretty savvy on the weak side. Coming out of the weak side, he had a moment where he picked up a ball handler and stopped a penetration. He looked good. And it's those kinds of things where I'm like, that's what I love. That's my favorite part of De'Aaron Fox. It's just like not the, I love it when he goes off for 28, 30, whatever the thing is, because usually he'll do it in spurts at critical moments of the game, and it's just like nice. Obviously, that's great, but it's like a game like this where you're kind of like fueling from the like boiler room, not you're unseen to the guests in the hotel, and he's just like he's doing a lot of the things that kind of go unsung in a way, and again, I think that's awesome, and it shows how dynamic his game is. We were talking about it when he was kind of nursing that foot bruise and missed a game, and when he came back, the difference that it made, not just for the whole team as a whole, but just the ability to get the ball movement going, to get the pace going, and to have the bench, because he plays so much with the bench, to have the bench rolling. He just does so many things for this team that, like, that's my argument for being an all-star. But is that a winning argument? I'd tell you right now, it's not. It's just not. He's got to score 24, 20. I mean, he's got to score more like 26, 27 a game to really get serious contention. Am I crazy saying that? I mean,
no, you're not crazy for saying that. I mean, it's all about stats. Not all, but mostly, right?
Scoring stats, particularly. Right?
Well, especially for Fox, right? He's a scorer. He's only, if he was averaging like 10 assists a game, it's a little different, but he's not, and it's not his game plan to score that or dish out that many assists. So yeah, it is all about scoring, at least for him and players like him, especially guards, I suppose. But I didn't, like you said, that Magic game where he went like 12 points, 9 assists. Like, yeah, he had the 9 assists, but like 12 points, that's like half of what you want him to score at least. So, but those are the best kind of wins when you see the Kings still blow out a team or have an easy victory with Fox scoring below 20. I think that kind of just shows his leadership and what he can, like you said, his dynamic play. He's doing it he doesn't need to do it so much on offense. He's doing it on defense. He's being a leader. He's getting guys hyped off the bench. So stuff like that it is important, and probably won't get picked up by all-star voters or coaches. And I don't think he'll be an all-star this year either. I mean, he's been a little too inconsistent with that scoring, and that, like we said, that's what's going to get him into the All-Star game, unless he really has a crazy January and a couple of other Western Conference All-Stars or should be All-Stars get hurt. I just don't see it. Mm-hmm. But and he has been inconsistent. Yeah, he was good on defense on Monday, but he hasn't always been great on defense all season long. So, I mean, even though that's your case for getting them there are examples that's like, okay, well, he was not a leader this game. He was not playing good defense this game. So,
I would even cite having the ball stripped against DeJounte Murray.
There you go.
I thought that was such a moment where I was like, ugh, that made me shake my head. I was like,
yeah, no, yeah. Forgot about that one. Don't remind me. But exactly, like examples like that can take away from the case you were trying to build. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but um, because he when the Kings win, he's usually a factor in some area,
Hmm.
and I think it all just boils down to consistency for Fox, and he's just not consistent on a night in night out basis. And until he can be, and yeah, he has stretches where he's like, oh, a week of just going off, and he won that Player of the Week earlier this year. But he just has too many bad stretches, and those stretches were, even though he's maybe not doing it on offense, he's also not doing it on defense. He's also not being that leader. And like you said, that getting that ball stripped away late in the game, it just kind of takes away from his All Star um, campaign. So we'll see. I mean, he's been great in the fourth quarter, and he's getting a lot more media coverage or national media coverage this year than he has in the past, which will help his All Star case for sure. Um, but a lot of good guards in the West, and personally, like until he's consistent, um, I don't know. Does he deserve to be one? Really? I just hate his inconsistency sometimes, and it's frustrating. And I don't know. It's like I know he's not going to listen to me, so I hope he challenges himself to be consistent, to get that All Star berth, to start getting those foul calls. So
Yeah. I mean, I think we're kind of saying the same thing. It's just one of those things where, I mean, you're probably a little less bullish on uh, some of the other things, but you know, I'm looking. I mean, just from watching the game, I mean, I guess I was looking at the box score last night, obviously, but it is a marvel to see him go 5 of 14 from the field, which is a 35.7 field goal percentage, 1 of 7 from three. Like that stuff's not like again, that just is backing up my point for all the things that I said. That stuff doesn't matter in terms of getting into the All Star game. It's the stuff that you're not doing. 5 of 14 from the field, 11 points on the night. Um, he didn't even have a single free throw attempt in the game. So, that stuff sums up what I'm saying. The
mhm.
reasons I would make an argument that he's going to be an all star don't hold any weight in getting anybody into the all star game.